Well, Arizona lawmakers are hoping to do what some in Washington apparently cannot: get details on the controversial ATF Fast and Furious case that started right here in Phoenix.
That's right. A special state committee will hold some hearings about how that case has impacted our state. And, of course, ABC 15 investigator Lori Jane Glee has been digging into this and leading our coverage on this the whole time. And, Lori Jane, I'm curious to know, how do they plan to then run this investigation?
Well, to start, they're hoping that local gun owners will testify in this. But as you know, congressional investigators have expressed extreme frustration with the lack of information released by the Department of Justice. So I asked the state leaders how they're planning to uncover anything new.
I think it's time Arizona stood on Arizona soil and started to talk about this issue that affected our state.
In front of the state capitol building, House Speaker Andy Tobin touted the creation of a new legislative committee. It's aimed at tackling the Fast and Furious case on a state level.
What this is all about is starting to bring some attention and giving our citizens a chance to come down to the state capitol and have their voice heard here.
The group will dig for answers about the ATF strategy that allowed weapons into the hands of criminals and onto the streets of Arizona.
This committee is going to be limited to two purposes. One, were any laws violated? Number two, do we need to create new laws to prevent it from happening in the future?
It may be a tough task for Representative David Burnell Smith and other committee members. That's because congressional leaders in Washington, D.C., leading a federal investigation, are frustrated with the process. The Department of Justice, they say, has been slow and reluctant to release information. And just last week, an Arizona witness called to testify in Washington, D.C., indicated he would plead the Fifth during a deposition.
How do you expect to get any of this information when U.S. congressmen can't get this information?
Because we got local people who know what happened. They're willing to come, willing to talk, and to tell the Arizona people what happened.
And which local people are you talking about?
The gun owners. The guns.
What information are the gun owners?
Well, we're going to find out.
The committee will have subpoena power of its own and could force some people to testify. The committee could hold open hearings in the coming weeks, and they will plan to deliver a report to the governor by the end of March. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
we'll see what they
confident.
come up with.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, who knows what's going to happen?
Yeah.
We'll be
Thanks,
watching,
okay.
and we know you'll be on it.